Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna do this rant here, and it's gonna piss a lot of you guys off because even though we're all gamers here, a lot of us are also fanboys for certain consoles, and the same applies to phones as well. So some of us are just fanboys to these entire companies, and it's like, yeah, you have to buy everything Sony or you have to buy everything Microsoft, and I'm gonna piss off a lot of people here. What I'm gonna be talking about is why I decided to go with not another Galaxy, Samsung phone, but rather something new and something different and something that wasn't really well known. All right. So this is how I decide to pick phones. Generally, when it's time for me to get a new phone, I basically do research and knowledge, and I basically get myself reinvigorated back into the mobile phone market. Usually about 6 months before I decide to get a new phone. So I'm looking around, I'm reading reviews, I'm looking at unboxings, I'm seeing the phone lineup for the rest of the year. I'm also doing research on international phones, so phones that release not only in the U.S. but also in different countries that may be coming over to the States. And I do a lot of research like that and really try to decide for myself, okay, what is the best phone that I can get. And I usually go out, maybe I'm at the mall and maybe there's a Verizon store, maybe there's a AT&T store, maybe there's a Best Buy or something like that. And I go inside and I look at the phones and I check them out, and I watch videos and I do tests and stuff like that. So basically, when I decided to get my Samsung Galaxy S3, going way back to 2012, all right, my first smartphone ever was the HTC Incredible. All right, that phone came out of nowhere and got not only amazing reviews, but people literally called it incredible. It was literally like its name. And for the time, it was really amazing. You had a dual core processor, a gig of RAM. You had a 480p screen. I mean, keep in mind, 480p was like amazing at the time. And you had all these cool bells and whistles with the phone, and it ran on Android. I don't even think it was Android 4.0 to be honest. It was like 3 point something, and all on top of HTC Sense's UI. All right, the HTC Sense UI, and it was like sort of the underdog of phones. It came out, no one really knew about it. Everyone was talking about. And the big thing was, especially the iPhone was pretty big back in the day. The iPhone's always been big. So everyone had their iPhones. If you remember, way back, T-Mobile's Sidekick, also T-Mobile had their Sidekick series, so that was huge. And also the Motorola Razr, not the flip phone, but like the actual smartphone Razr, that was a big phone as well. So the big three really back in the day were, iPhone. You had Apple, and you had Motorola, and you had who makes Sidekick? I think Sidekick is just T-Mobile owned. So you had those different brands, that came out, and that was like the big thing. Everyone wanted those phones, and I decided to go with the HTC Incredible. I checked it out and I saw it and I thought it was a pretty good phone. I decided to go ahead and get it. And little did I know at the time, because I got the phone and reviews didn't come out at the time, I didn't know that it was going to be this amazing device that people like ranted and raved about and thought it was just incredible. And so that's the phone I got. I was really happy with it. It served me well over the years, and I liked the design of it. It was very nice. Then 2 years later, it was time for me to get a new phone. The way it works is that I don't know how it is for other countries. I assume it's the same thing. You get a phone, you're in contract with that phone for 2 years, and then you're eligible to get a new phone and renew your contract for another 2 years. And it was time for me again to get a new phone and to renew my contract. Because currently I'm still on my parents' phone line. All right, and that's really why I bought an unlocked phone. The thing is, Verizon is a bunch of dicks, and they stopped offering unlimited data. Now, a lot of us may not use a lot of data. I'm one of those people who do. Like, during the school year and such, I stream a lot of videos because, yes, I'm home and I have Wi-Fi here. I don't stream, obviously, from the network when I'm at home, but because of my current living situation, and I'm not always living at home specifically, so I do use the cell phone bandwidth and the overall signal on the mobile network a lot. So I can stream. I believe the most I've ever used in data for a month was 27 gigabytes of data a month. That was the most I ever used, and I have to say that I was probably one of the main factors when it came to the decision that Verizon had to get rid of their unlimited data plans, right? And I decided, you know, hey, I'm going to. Someone has a lawnmower outside. I gotta close the door. One sec. All right, I apologize for that, guys. So, like I said, I used a lot of data, and I got my Samsung Galaxy S3. I got it, and after that, Verizon changed their plans so that basically, whenever you get a new phone, when you're basically eligible to get a new phone, you upgrade to your new phone, you renew your contract. They take you off your unlimited plan. They put you on a limited data plan. All right, and the only way to bypass this is if you actually buy an unlocked phone without a service plan, which is why I got the LG G3. I got it unlocked. There's no service tied to that. Obviously, I got to call Verizon and be like, hey, I need you guys to set up the service here. But because I bought it on my own merits and I didn't buy it with a contract, they aren't going to sit there and say, okay, we're going to take you off unlimited plan. So that was the only way for me to really get the phone. As soon as I did, the other reason was actually go and get my own service and go by myself and get the phone myself with my own. I can't talk. Get on my own service plan and get the phone that I wanted, right? Start paying for my own service. And I looked around, and the problem with Verizon is that they're incredibly expensive, and they don't offer unlimited. I need unlimited, right? So I was talking, and I was kind of debating in my head. I'm like, what I need to do is I need to seriously calculate what I'm going to be spending here and how much it's going to help me in the long run. So I took the $600 it cost me for that phone, and I said, all right, I can pay $600 now, or I can get the phone. I can get the phone, and pay my own service. And over time, it's actually going to cost me more money to get the phone by myself and go on my own service than it would be if I just bought the unlocked phone. So I went on Verizon and I bought the LG G3, and I also signed up for the Amazon Store card, which is like a credit card but really for Verizon only. And there's no yearly fees, no annual fees, and there's 0% interest if everything is paid in full within a certain amount of time, of course. And that's what I did. I split the payments of the phone up into basically 12 payments for a year. So when it comes down to it, obviously you pay a little bit more with the phone. That way, I'll probably pay $60 a year for the phone, or $60 a month, excuse me, for the phone. And I'll have it paid off by June. I'll be paid off by June next year. And it's fine. It's mine forever. I don't have to return it. And it's not like, okay, trading your phone or whatever. I own the phone. It is my device, and I can do whatever I want with it. And that's really why I decided to get the phone that way instead of going on my own service plan. It was just cheaper for me overall. Now, why did I specifically not go with Samsung and iPhone? Why did I stay away from those guys? Like I said, I'm going to piss a lot of you people off, all right? And this is, again, for me, people seem to buy phones on this fashion statement. It's like they purchase a phone, and it's like they don't purchase it because they really know the technical specs and stuff like that. It's not like, oh, hey, you heard the new iPhone has like that Retina display? I heard that's like freaking amazing. They don't even know what that means. And it's funny because when this phone came out, the Samsung Galaxy S3, when this phone came out, Samsung went out and just completely ripped Apple apart with their advertising. And I'm going to show you guys a footage from one of the trailers that they put out, one of the advertisements that they put out for the Samsung Galaxy S3, and it's so true, all right? So take a look at the footage.
Hey, they're saying that this phone's going to be like a precious jewel.
Ooh, I love that.
The headphone jack is going to be on the bottom.
I heard the connector is all digital.
What?
What does that even mean?
Who knows? I'm psyched.
All I'm saying is that they should have a priority line for people who've waited 5 times.
I heard you have to have an adapter to use the dock on the new one.
Yeah, but they make the coolest adapters.
Welcome back.
Guess that Galaxy S3 didn't work out.
No, I love the GS3. It's extremely awesome. I'm just saving a spot in line for someone.
That's not cool. Yeah, man.
This year, we're finally getting everything that we didn't get last year.
Yeah.
The big screen.
True 4G.
Yep.
What is that?
Hey, what'd you just do?
Oh, I just sent him a playlist.
By touching phones?
Yep. Simple as that.
It's the Galaxy S3.
Hey!
Hey, Mom, Dad.
Oh, thanks for holding our spot.
Hey, man.
Oh, hey.
How's it going? Saved you a spot. I moved on.
But you're not gonna miss all this?
I got the Samsung GS3 now. Is that a Samsung?
That's a new Samsung. It is. It's pretty cool.
But I kind of like it.
This one's 4G.
Yeah, we've had that for a while.
This one's got a big screen.
This one has a bigger one. And we can share videos instantly. You can watch a video while you're sending an email.
Well, we're gonna get that for sure. Maybe not this time, but the next time, right?
The next big thing is already here, the Samsung Galaxy S3.
All right, so that footage is the most truthful form of advertisement you can find, because there are people exactly like that. They go in there, they wait for the phone to get the phone. They're really excited for it, and they don't know about the phone at all. They don't know what's so great about it. All they know is that, hey, it's Apple. Apple's a popular thing. It must be good, and that it really irritates me, because when I got the Samsung Galaxy S3, Samsung was the underdog of phones. They were known, but they weren't like up there and dominating with with Apple and with HTC and Motorola, and they weren't up there dominating. This phone, basically they were stuck down here. This phone, when they came out with the S3, this had the building steps back basically for them to reach down. When they came out with the S4, everyone was like, well, I heard the S3 was amazing, so I'm just going to jump on the S4. And everyone went out and bought the S4, and they became dominant up there. They got to the top, all right? So this phone was really the steps to where they were able to go. And over the years, I love this phone, and it served me well, and it's a great phone. It still works very well, and yes, I've had glitches with it, and yes, it has a few problems, but overall, it's really well. I have the latest Android 4.4 running this thing, I can still get the latest updates with this phone. It's just been an overall really amazing phone. And the thing is that what really pisses me off is I was at dinner once with my parents, and this is way back earlier this year when the Samsung Galaxy S5 just came out. And I'm on my phone, right? I'm talking, and well, not really talking. I'm checking out Twitter or whatever on my phone, and the waiter comes to take our drink orders, and he looks at me. I'm sitting here, he sees that I have a Samsung phone, and he says, "Hey, is that the S4 or the S5?" And I literally make this expression. I'm like, and obviously I'm like, that's the S3. And I was like, oh, I just got the S5. It's really amazing. That moment, not because of the guy, but that moment pissed me off so much. When your own people, when your own consumers can't differentiate between a phone that you made 2 years ago and a phone that you just made literally a month ago, a phone that you just came out with, when people can't tell the difference between a Galaxy S3 and an S5 and they think it's the same phone, you have a problem with innovation. And that's the same thing. It's the same freaking design. It's the same center button right there. Okay, so they make the screen bigger, the phone's a little bit rounder, but it's the same basic aesthetic design. And that is the big problem I have with these companies. They just come out, and if you look at the Galaxy S2 and you compare it to Galaxy S3, the S3 looks actually pretty different from the Galaxy S2, and you can tell the difference. But people are just, when people get popular, or when companies get popular rather, people just like to say, oh, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That is the most dumbest thing you could possibly say. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because things have to eventually progress. Things have to get better. Things have to stay innovative. And if you have no motivation to innovate or to do better, then what's the point of even, living in the first place? If you're stuck here and you're like, well, I'm always going to be at this job, I'm always going to be living this life, I'm always going to just be here, I'm never going to move on, then what point do you have to live? Like, no one can find motivation anymore to try and do something. It's the same thing with video games as well. The thing that really pisses me off in games is when people basically take the gameplay, they copy and they paste the gameplay. I'm talking about the core gameplay. Right? I'm not talking about like, okay, the basic design of, oh, they added different animations and stuff. I'm talking about the core gameplay itself, how the game feels. When they take the feeling of the game and they basically make the same feeling in their sequel and they just slap a number on the box, that really freaking pisses me off. Call of Duty does not suck because it's a bad game. Call of Duty is not a bad game. Let's be honest here. All the Call of Duties that come out have quality. They all have really great sound design, really great, most of them have great stories, and they're all 60 frames per second. So you have, it's great quality, the game. I've never played Call of Duty where I saw a glitch. There's only one, Black Ops 2 was the only Call of Duty I played where I actually witnessed people spawning. And that was the only glitch out of all the Call of Duties that I played that I ever noticed. But let's be honest, Call of Duty as a game itself, quality-wise, is always consistent. But the problem is that people complain about Call of Duty, it's because they take the exact feeling from the previous games, the core gameplay, and they basically repackage it and sell it for a $60 full retail price. And it's the same thing with phones. That really pisses me off. People don't care about the Samsung Galaxy phone because it's a nice phone with a 1080p screen and it has the nice bells and whistles, 4K camera, waterproof. They don't even know about that. All they know is it's a Samsung phone, it must be good, my friends have it, I want it because everyone has it. And it's a fashion statement. People don't get the iPhones because they really care about the iOS and they care about the design and the specs that went into the phone. They get the iPhone because their friend has it, or because everyone has it, and because that's the most general phone. And that's really, it's why I don't even want to affiliate myself with those type of companies. Because I don't want to sit there and be the guy who thinks that, hey, I have a Galaxy S3, this guy thinks I have a Galaxy S5 because he can't tell the difference between the design. I mean, can you... he didn't even think it was a Galaxy S3 to begin with. He thought it was an S4 or an S5. That's a problem. And it goes to show that this phone, no one knew about it. It was the underdog of phones when this thing came out. And it was basically the steps, the building steps for Samsung to basically climb on until they get to the top of the market. And when everyone found out how amazing this phone was, when everyone found out how great this phone was, everyone jumped on the new one when they heard the Samsung Galaxy S4 was coming out. And as a result, a lot of you guys probably own a Galaxy S4. A lot of you guys probably own a Galaxy S5. But do you know, like, the specs? Did you really go and research and look at the specs of the phone? Did you really get a Samsung Galaxy S5 and really say to yourself, well, I wonder if this phone is really the best phone I can get for myself, or did you just say it's Samsung, it's a good brand, I like Samsung, I'm gonna go with Samsung because it's Samsung. It's the same thing. It's the same. It's people who literally. I'm a person who's very passionate about technology. I really am, right? And especially with cell phones, because whether you like it or not, cell phones are a major part of our lives, and we carry them around, and more so than they are a tool for us to access knowledge and to keep in touch with our friends and stuff. More so than a tool, they are also an accessory to our fashion and whatnot. So, and people who carry around nice phones, people notice nice phones. I want the phone that people look at, and they see me looking at this phone, and they're like, wow, that's a very nice phone. What is that? What kind of phone is that? People don't know about it. That's the phone I want. Not, is that an S4, an S5? It's an S3, really? Oh, I thought it was an S4. That's the problem. And that's why I won't ever go back to Samsung now. Because they become so drowned in their popularity that in terms of innovation, they just shout out the same basic design because everyone knows this basic design. The basic design with the simple button right here on the bottom, that's the basic design of the Samsung phones. Everyone knows about it. And they're not, and I bet you, like, let's wait for the Galaxy S6 to come out. Let's see how different it looks, all right? And, the iPhone 6 is supposed to be coming out, all right? The iPhone 6 is supposed to, I can't believe Samsung caught up with iPhone already. I mean, iPhone's had the 2, 3, 4, 5. iPhone 6 and now Samsung Galaxy S6. I mean, they caught up pretty quickly, all right? But talking about the iPhone's had the basic simple design of the little button right here. It's the same thing. Oh, we made it slimmer. We made it a little bit longer. The screen's a little bit bigger. So, I mean, you still have the basic button right here. People will look at you and they'll be like, you can walk around with an iPhone 4. People will think you have like the iPhone 5 or the 5C or the 5S or whatever. All right, maybe not the 5C because you have the colors and stuff, but the 5S. You'll be like walking around with that, and people will think like you have like the newest and latest phone because you can't tell the difference. Because the basic general person can't tell the difference. Someone like me obviously can tell what the difference is, but that was such a major deterrent for me, and it's why I went to with LG, because no one knows about the G3. When you look around, the general person doesn't have a G3. The general person has an S5 or they have the iPhone 5. All right, that they have one of those phones. That's what the general person has. And all you iPhone, fanboys out there who want to say that your phone is the best, Android now has 51.3, I believe, percent of the whole global market share. They are now the dominant force. They own over half of all cell phones in the United States are all run on the Android operating system. So, I mean, I think people have abandoned Apple, and to be honest, I think the innovation died when Steve Jobs died. Once Steve Jobs died, the innovation at Apple died. There was like no reason because, I mean, these shareholders and these people don't know, these people aren't motivated to do any more than they have to. It's just, oh, let's just shut out the same basic iPhone design. iPhone has not changed in basic standard design and core design of the iPhone. It has not changed since it launched. It's the same basic simple button on the bottom phone. And again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Where's the innovation then? Where's your motivation to do something more than what's there? It's like you don't have any motivation. It's like, okay, I make $8 an hour. You don't have any motivation to make any more than that. Then what's the whole point of living? You guys have to find motivation in something. You have to find a motivation to do better. I always say to people, I always say, I don't expect you to be perfect. All right, and this is very very wise words. All right, I don't expect you to be perfect, but I expect you to try to be. You cannot be perfect. Perfection is impossible. Once you strive for perfection, you'll never be able. Nothing will ever be able to stop you. You'll always, the sky is the limit. There is no limit, whatever. There is no limit at all. There is no limit once you strive for perfection because you'll never reach perfection. And you'll never stop striving to be more than what you have. So those are important words to live by. And very important words to live by. I don't expect you to be perfect, but I expect you to try to be. So, and that's the same thing with phones as well. I don't expect these companies to completely change everything and to go back from the drawing board and really create something just something that just completely ruins their core philosophy. But I expect them to try to do something crazy, and I expect them to try to do something different. And I'm sorry, but your same basic design, it's old. Everyone knows the same basic design. And people jumped on the S4 and the S5 because of how amazing the Galaxy S3 was and because of Samsung's dominant advertising force. And if people first of all, the iPhone's always going to be on top because it's the only people run by it. The problem with Apple is that because they don't have other people developing phones using their software, they are limiting themselves. It's like they come out with the iPhone, oh, it's the best thing, it's the most innovative thing on the market. 2 months later, someone surpasses them, and it's because Apple wants to do everything themselves, and it's just completely limiting to their whole company, and it destroys them, to be honest. So that's my rant. All right, I know a lot of you guys are probably annoyed that I said the things that I did. I know some of you guys don't even care at all because you're like, oh, I just got this Samsung Galaxy just because I heard it was a good phone, right? That's fine. You don't have to be into technology, but I basically just want to get my point across as to why I'm never going really back to Samsung. Unless they can really innovate again and they can really just come out with something new and radical and they're still the underdog, I probably won't ever go back to them. I'm never going to Apple. Screw freaking Apple. The thing about Apple is once you buy an Apple device, you're expected to own everything else as Apple compatible. Nothing's compatible. Nothing's like interchangeable. Oh, you must have a special docking station for your phone. You must have a special computer and stuff that's able to integrate properly. Special programs, special software, and it's like nothing's compatible with each other. It's all Apple's proprietary software, which is incredibly limiting. So, bottom line is, I got the G3 because it's the underdog of phones. No one knows about it, and it's secretly the best thing out you can get right now. And that's not only technically speaking. That's speaking by basically every single person who reviewed the phone said, hey, this phone's pretty much the best thing you can get right now. The best Android smartphone. I'm not talking about IGN said that, but IGN shouldn't be reviewing phones anyway. But there's other people who have also said, do your research, please. So that's it, guys. I'm done ranting. Have a good day, and let me know your thoughts. Feel free to call me a douchebag or dislike the video. That's fine. I am not here to make you guys happy. I'm here to entertain you guys. Above all things, I am also here to relay you guys my opinion and I'm not going to squander it in any way because I might hurt your feelings. If I think a game sucks, I'm going to tell you a game sucks. I don't care if it's I don't care if it's Uncharted 4 and I think the game sucks. I'm going to tell you that the game sucks, and this is why I think it sucks. And you need people like that. You know, I don't cater to bullshit. You know, I really don't. I don't cater to bullshit. So, all right. I'm going to enjoy my new phone right now, and yeah, I'm gonna put this back in. I still have the box for this. I'm gonna put this back in its box. All right. You guys have a good day. See you later. Bye. You know what's also ironic about that commercial I showed earlier, and this is really funny. You know what's also ironic about it? Is that the very people who put out that commercial, those are now their consumers. Those are now their consumers. That is the funniest thing out of all of this, is that the people who made fun of their competitors' consumers for not really knowing what the hell that they're buying, it's the same. They have the same thing now. They have the same thing now. That is freaking funny. Wow. The same exact people